This is Andy Wrintmore, this is HNC, this is the Unit 15 Creative Arts Research Skills.
Hey, I'm going to be talking about powerhouse, hard-hitting drummers. I'm going to go through my top three and how talk about how they've influenced my playing through my various punk and hardcore bands and stuff. The first drummer I'm going to talk about is the utterly infectious and unique Keith Moon, who brought the beats and mischief to The Who in the 60s through to his tragic passing in 1978. Keith was known as a bit of a wild man and an eccentric, but what's important is his playing. He'd hit the drums hard. You'd never really know what he's doing. Some would say it's sloppy, some would say it's genius, but unquestionably he was a brilliant drummer. His fills and his rolls, you can tell it's him when you hear them, and I just want to show you a video about Keith here, just a short one, and then I'll go into how I've taken his style of drum fills and added it to one of my recent songs. So here's a video.
You want somebody that's got that little bit of madness within them. There's always got to be a little bit of madness within a drummer, because it's just that moment of where they just take the band to somewhere else that you never knew you were going to go to.
Never was this truer than with the drumming alchemist who blended a short attention span, a healthy dose of eccentric charm, and a large pinch of recklessness, and took his band to a whole new level. The Who's Keith Moon.
He was the craziest human being on the planet. If you could live with him, he was the best drummer of all time.
Moon was the clown, and in some ways the centre of the anarchy in the band.
Keith Moon, I watched him closely, and nobody could imitate what the hell he was doing, but it was so unique, and just there's no one like him.
I can go any way without you. I can live anyhow without you. I can go any way.
To me, he played his instrument like the person that he was, just kind of crazy and out of control. And nobody played like Keith Moon before. Everybody kind of, and he...
So that's just a little bit about Keith there. What Chad Smith was saying there is about his crazy fills and his rolls, stuff that no one could really imitate quite like him. I'm going to show you a little clip from a live video I did recently, where I try and take a Keith spin on the drum fill. I don't actually try and imitate him, because that's just it's futile, isn't it? But it's in the break of the chorus. It's a nice little fill with a kind of like a 70s Keith spin on it. So here it is. It's coming up here. So yeah, not 100% Keith Moon, but that's my kind of interpretation of a Keith Moon-esque fill. The second drummer I'm going to talk about is the legendary John Bonham, who destroyed his drum kit almost nightly in the 70s, playing with what many consider the greatest rock band of all time, the Mighty Titans, that are Led Zeppelin. John is probably the ultimate powerhouse drummer. I've heard stories that his drum tech used to chain his kick drum to the stage so that it wouldn't move, and also that the stage would have holes in it for the legs of his drums, because he hit them so hard that they just fly across the room otherwise. After this, I'm going to talk about my next drummer, and I've got a video which combines influence from both of their styles. It's mainly the aggressive nature of the playing, but here's a little thing about John Bonham.
For the man regarded as the most powerful rock drummer ever, an honest stint of manual labour seemed to provide the perfect foundations for his other job, pounding the skins for Led Zeppelin.
To me, hands down, John Bonham's the best rock drummer ever. The style and the sound was so identifiable to one person. Any drum set that he would play, it sounded like him.
It seemed like there was nothing that John Bonham couldn't do. He just could do everything, and in a way that was so powerful. These days, most kids like to beat the shit out of their drum set because they think that's how you play, you know? But back then, there weren't too many drummers that just splintered their drum set like he would.
He would just lay down the heaviest stuff. So simple. And you'd be like, oh my God, listen to this. And that's it.
He was actually better than anybody else. And he was simply better. He could do things other people couldn't do, and he had an incredible sound and an amazing feel.
Bonham's amazing feel was only matched by his amazing capacity for boozing.
That's John Bonham there. You can see how hard he hits his drums in that video. He's pretty much the ultimate powerhouse drummer. Apart from Dave Grohl, Dave Grohl obviously took all of his main influence in his style of playing from John Bonham, so you can't really claim that Dave is the best hard hitting drummer, but Dave is my favourite. I take a lot, well, I thought I took a lot from his playing style initially, until I saw some of that Bonham footage where I've seen that I can be a little bit like that when I get a bit carried away. So I'm just going to play some Nirvana with some Dave Grohl in it, and just as an example of another hard hitting drummer but with a more punky, thrashy
That is
edge.
all yours. Yes, sir, indeed. Please welcome Nirvana.
hold your hand. I don't mean that I feel.
As you can see there, he really goes for it. Later destroys his kit. Something I used to take from that when I was back in the hardcore bands and hard rock bands was really just that head down, hit everything as hard and as fast as you can, which isn't always the best approach, but it sure is fun. There's a video of me. And this is kind of my example of my influence that I've taken from Dave Grohl and John Bonham's style of playing and put it into my own like projects and stuff.
Oh, yeah, you know.